Hello guys, welcome back. Now today, I'm going to try and predict which NHL defenseman will win the Norris Trophy next season. Now this is the third video of the NHL Award Prediction Series. I think I've looked at the Calder and the Selke Trophy so far. And of course we're going to be looking at the Norris Trophy in this series. I list 5 possible candidates for the trophy next season. I list my top 3 dark horses and my top 3 actual picks for the trophy. Of course the Norris Trophy is the trophy award to the best defenseman in the NHL, usually a more offensive-minded defenseman. In this past season, we saw Victor Hedman win it that past season, and well-deserved. So we'll start with my 5 likely candidates, and we'll start with Victor Hedman, who of course won the trophy this past season for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He is at age 27. He was drafted 2nd overall in the 2009 NHL Draft, and of course this past season he won the Norris, having a great season. He put up 72 games played, 17 goals, 46 assists for 63 points. Not bad numbers at all, and definitely worthy of that trophy. In his career with the Tampa Bay Lightning, he's put up 626 games. He's had 82 goals, 282 assists for 364 points. And he's been a guy that's slowly been developing with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and this past season, and the last few seasons really, we've seen him really develop into that #1 defenseman with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and to be one of the best defensemen in the NHL, period. And of course, he won the trophy last season, having a great season with guys like Kucherov, Stamkos, Point. He really had a great supporting cast, but he was one of the guys that was really stirring it. He was the straw that stirs the drink, if you will, and he really was fantastic last season offensively. He was one of the best guys in the NHL, and it really showed that. And even though he didn't have a lot of great teammates, he was one of the reasons why they're putting up as many points as they did. I still see the Tampa Bay Lightning being a very, very good team next season, and I still think that Hedman will be a big reason because of that, and I feel like he'll definitely be in the race at least. I feel like he'll be at least top 5. I think he'll get that credit, as of course he won this past season. Another guy that's going to be in serious contention for the trophy, and has been for practically every single year since he's been a rookie, is Erik Karlsson of the Ottawa Senators, and of course any team that he goes with this next season. Of course, we got that whole situation of where he'll get traded, if he'll get traded at all, and if he stays with the Ottawa Senators. It's really going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. If we see an actual trade happen, and if we see a trade happen, I feel like he'll be definitely motivated with that new team to play very, very well. A 28-year-old defenseman of the Ottawa Senators was drafted 15th overall in the 2008 draft. He's won 2 Norrises in 2011, 2012, and 2014 and 2015. This past season, he had a kind of down year with the Ottawa Senators, but still put up great numbers. He had 71 games played, 9 goals, 53 assists for 62 points. His career has put up 627 games, had 126 goals, 392 assists for 518 points. Pretty solid for a defenseman. He's been putting up godly numbers for the Ottawa Senators in the offensive circle, and for me, if he stays with the Ottawa Senators, I feel like he'll still have a very good season. If he gets traded, though, I could see him really being a guy that we've seen before. You know, Erik Karlsson, we've seen that offensive talent. We even saw that last season with a broken, I think it was a foot. So he definitely will have that talent, and if he goes to a team, just a contender, and he goes away from that Ottawa Senators situation, I feel like he'll be very motivated to continue to play with them and to continue to get even better, which I think he can still accomplish. Another guy that's going to be in serious contention this next season is PK Subban of the Nashville Predators. At age 29, is definitely leading the pack of Nashville defensemen of a pretty stacked Nashville defense core. He was drafted 43rd overall in the 2007 NHL Draft. He won the 2012-2013 Norris Trophy with the Montreal Canadiens, and he had a very good season with the Nashville Predators this last season. He put up 82 games in a full season, had 16 goals, 43 assists for 59 points. In his career, he's played 582 games, had 89 goals, 288 assists for 377 points. Has put up great numbers both for the Montreal Canadiens and the Nashville Predators, but is really finding his elite stride with the Nashville Predators, and even though he won that Norris Trophy back in 2013, he's really starting to find his consistency and is really starting to find it here. And with the Nashville Predators, he's been in that Norris conversation for the last couple of years. I feel like he'll definitely be in that running again next season. And of course, being on the cover of NHL 19, he's getting a lot of spotlight on his name, and well-deserved because of that. He's really a star, and we'll see him in contention once again with the Nashville Predators. To me, it will definitely depend on how guys like Yossi play, how guys like Ellis play, because they might take votes away from a guy like PK Subban because they're on the same team. But if PK Subban continues that play, maybe gets possibly 60, 65 points, I think we'll definitely see him in the running, and definitely seeing that at least a top 3 spot. Next, you gotta talk about Drew Doughty of the Los Angeles Kings. He's at age 28. He was drafted 2nd overall in the 2008 NHL Draft. He won the 2015-2016 Norris Trophy and had a great season there too. In the 17-18 season, he played a full season like P.K. Subban. He put up 10 goals, 50 assists for a solid 60 points. In his career, he's played 770 games, has gotten 102 goals, 320 assists for 422 points. Has been in the league for quite a long time and has only got one Norris Trophy. He's very, very solid and has been very consistent in his NHL career of being one of the best defensemen in the NHL with the Los Angeles Kings. He's really put up those numbers. It's great to see that he won that Norris Trophy back then, but I still think that he'll be in the mix, at least in the conversation next season. I still do see Drew Doughty continuing the pace that he had this past season. They still got some decent offensive pieces on the Los Angeles Kings. I feel like Drew Doughty will be one of the biggest pieces there beside Anze Kopitar. And I feel like he'll continue that pace. I feel like he'll continue that play on the next season where we hopefully see Los Angeles Kings stay in the playoff race. Oh, the fifth person on my candidate list is Seth Jones of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and I might be a little bit biased because he's Texas born, and of course I live in Dallas, so I'm a little bit biased for him, but I feel like he's going to be one of the guys that I think he already has broken out, but I feel like this next season we're going to start to see him really get that attention and really get the attention that he deserves for what he's been doing in the last few years. The 23-year-old defenseman of the Columbus Blue Jackets was drafted 4th overall in 2013 NHL draft. In the 17-18 season, he had a fantastic year. He put up 78 games played. He had 16 goals, 41 assists for 57 points. In his career, he's put up 393 games, as at 45 goals, 137 assists for 182 points with the Nashville Predators and the Columbus Blue Jackets. But he's really starting to find his stride in the last couple of years and has really made his name for being one of the elite defensemen in the NHL and for sure being a top 10 defensemen in the NHL. And for me, while there was a lot of guys that had down years with Columbus Blue Jackets, besides guys like Panarin and Seth Jones, the team overall was not being the greatest. But Seth Jones was one of the guys that was really stepping in every single night and was driving lines, was driving play, and you saw that a lot with Columbus Blue Jackets games. As when I got to watch, Seth Jones was usually the star of the show when it came to the defenseman. While Rudetsky was very good, Seth Jones was really the dominant player there, and he has really made a name for himself in the last couple of years of being that elite guy and being that fantastic guy, and I feel like he'll start to get that consistency and we'll start to get that notice. We'll start to get the attention that he has started and has deserved in the last couple of years. Now, I just listed my top 5 candidates. Now we're going to go to the dark horses and on to my top 3 picks. So for my top 3 dark horses for the trophy, at number 3, I have Colton Parayko of the St. Louis Blues. He's a young guy for them and has been one of the more underrated guys just on the St. Louis Blues in general and in the NHL. He's a very, very good NHL defenseman, and I feel like this next season we can see him taking another step. I feel like he's already a top 2 caliber type defenseman, but I feel like this next season he'll continue to grow and continue to get at even a better pace. At number 2, I have Oliver Ekman-Larsson, the Arizona Coyotes. Now, I only see him being in contention if the Arizona Coyotes were to really rise up in the standings, which I think they're capable of doing. Now, a lot of it will have to depend on guys like Ekman-Larsson for continuing the offensive play and maybe getting a little bit more solid defensively. He's a fantastic defenseman and has been that way for a long time, but if the Arizona Coyotes jump up, they're really going to need guys like Ekman-Larsson to step up, which I think he can do. I have Ivan Provorov of the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, he's been a pretty underrated guy for a long time, but this is the past season where we really saw him take big strides, big steps in becoming one of the more elite defensemen in the NHL. He showed a lot of offense and a lot of defensive strength and was really one of the more solid, underrated guys in the NHL. And we didn't really see a lot of him last season, even though he had a quietly good year. I feel like next season we can see him step up even again to be possibly Philadelphia's number 1 defenseman. My predictions for the Norris Trophy: at number 3, I have Seth Jones of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Again, as I said before, I feel like he'll take more steps and getting more attention. I feel like will be a big step in Columbus. It's not a great coverage city, shall we say, but I feel like Seth Jones is going to start to get that credit, and I think he's definitely been deserving of. At number 2, I have Victor Hedman of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I feel like he might take a little bit of a step back, but I still think he'll be a dynamic offensive powerhouse for the Tampa Bay Lightning, alongside the guys like Stamkos, Kucherov, Point, and all the other guys that they have there on that stacked Tampa Bay Lightning squad. Hedman will have another great year offensively, and while he did win that Norris, he'll continue to get the credit that he fondly deserves. Now, for number 1 on my predictions, who will win the Norris Trophy? Well, I am wearing the Ottawa Senators jersey here, so I pick Erik Karlsson to be number 1 on the Norris Trophy defenseman. And why would I do that? Why would I pick him to be number 1? And for me, I think one of the biggest things that goes into this for me is that Erik Karlsson was kind of beat up, kind of rattled last season. We still saw him put up great numbers. I mean, 62 points is nothing to laugh at, and in 71 games, that's a great points per game number. For Erik Karlsson, I feel like he'll be healthy no matter what team he goes on. I feel like he'll be ready to play. If he stays with the Ottawa Senators, I feel like that's that's where he wants to stay. I feel like he definitely enjoys that city. I feel like he'll want to still play there. And I feel like if he stays with Ottawa, he'll still put up great numbers. But I do expect him to get traded, and to where he gets traded, who knows? But I feel like he'll play Norris-type candidate seasons with the team that he plays with. I feel like if he gets traded to a team like Tampa Bay, he's going to put up serious numbers. I think he's going to get definite recognition for that. And I feel like this is one of those years where we see another Norris Trophy in Erik Karlsson's cabinet. So it will definitely depend on what happens there, if he gets traded, what team he goes to, if the Ottawa Senators keep him, and how he plays there. There's really a lot that goes into this, so I know it's a bit of a risky pick. I listed my top 5 candidates, I listed my dark horse, and I listed my top 3 predictions for the Norris Trophy, so I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about my list? Who do you think will win the Norris Trophy, and who do you see being in the conversation next season? But that is going to be it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. Again, tell me about my list, what do you think of it, and I want to hear from you. What are your lists? I definitely enjoy seeing it. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.